Hello and welcome to Hampden Park for the semi-final, the Viaplay Cup semi-final between Heart of Midlothian and Rangers. My name is Joe Sked. I'm joined by James Kearney, and we are here to discuss the Hearts 11 to face Rangers this afternoon. And I suppose just jumping straight into it, there's been a big call by Steven Naismith because Scott McIntosh and I discussed on Friday what we would like to see, what we kind of expected to see. There were two positions that we weren't sure about. It was right wing back and centre midfield. Forrest, before the right wing back, it was like between Forrest and Sibbick and maybe a Fire. So you're not really surprised by Sibbick. And then it was between George Grant and Cammy Devlin, and we thought Cammy Devlin is bound to start. This is a perfect game for him. However, as you can see on the screen, Cammy Devlin doesn't start. He's on the bench. George Grant starts. And my personal feelings, I think that's a big call.
It is, no, of course it is. We know how good Devlin is off the ball, and we know that this is a game where Rangers are going to dominate the ball. So, we know that, it's certainly a very big decision because it seems that the decision's been made to add a little bit maybe more creativity in the midfield at the expense of some of that defensive solidity that Devlin would bring. Yeah, you can only assume that's because of Devlin's stuff he does on the ball, and we know that Naismith gets frustrated with him at times. We saw that against Livingston the other night. So that's obviously a big thing. But like the thing that makes me a bit worried is the fact that we spoke about this a bit earlier when the team came out. If things aren't going well and you need to change it up, Devlin, bring it on. If you've got a lead to defend, bring it on Devlin's great.
Yeah.
See if you're needing a goal or you try to get a little bit more creativity.
Yeah.
Bring it on Devlin. Is that really going to do much? I don't know. So again, it's a really big decision. I think that it's one that I think it leaves Hearts hampered for deciding in terms of the amount of options Naismith has to him later on in the game. And
that's a good point. So you look at the bench, Oda and so you got Oda, Boyce, and Forrest are probably the only real three attacking changes you can make. Whereas there is not really anyone in the centre of the pitch that you can do that change with, because with Grant, so over the last three games you've seen so Devlin didn't start, Ibrox, Grant did. I thought Grant had a poor game. Ibrox wasn't really his game, and then you saw against Livingston, Devlin started, Grant came off the bench at half time because Devlin had the poor game, and then the Livingston game was more suited to Grant, and now this game that kind of consistency worries me, because I thought you look at it, Devlin is made for this game. This is Hearts are not going to have the possession that we've had in a lot of games this season. We're not going to have. We're not even going to have 50% of the ball. We probably will have maybe at best 40%, 35-40%. So I can understand maybe Nate's just thinking that, right, when we have the ball, we need to make the most of it, and maybe Grant is up there. But then because you're without the ball for so long, you have someone there who wins it back. There's no one better in this Hearts squad to win in the back than Cammy Devlin.
There's few players in the league that are as good at playing the ball back as Cammy Devlin. I mean, I know Tom Irving touched on that in his piece for us recently. He's pointed out the fact that off the ball, he's one of the top performing midfielders in the league when it comes to that kind of stuff. So like you say, it definitely is hard to shine. The other thing as well, I think if you look at that midfield, there's not much pace in there, I don't think either. You know, like you look at Bringaby, Newhoff, Grant, none of them are especially fast, whereas Devlin is quite quick. I think he's very fast at closing down and that kind of stuff. So again, I think you need to lose a little bit of energy as well. But I guess the flip side of that would be that obviously these decisions have been made because you'd imagine Naismith wants Hearts to be wants teams to be playing better in possession. They want to, as compared to maybe the game at Ibrox last week, where I think the first half Hearts did quite well, and they were making kind of half chances to get forward when they could. Second half, that didn't really happen. And I wonder if Naismith basically trying to prevent that from happening again, trying to get pick at these midfielders, guys who can maybe take care of the ball a wee bit better than Devlin does, because that's obviously a stick that he seems to beat Devlin with, the fact that it doesn't always be the right decisions, or he's not maybe not as good on the ball as other players. So again, maybe this is Naismith saying that we need spells in the game where they are controlling the ball and making Rangers work for it. Yeah,
and sorry for any bad language if I was picked up. And then you look at the other big decision that was made is Toby Sibbick instead of Alan Forrest. Again, I can understand this one. Ofaya, we believe, has got an injury. Not sure what the specifics around it. Toby Sibbick is Is a more defensive option. He's quick. That's a big thing. And I also think it's probably works out slightly better because he's up against Borna Barisic now. We thought it was going to be Red Van Nieuwmas, who is someone he can give you get off. Barisic is not perfect, but he does have that attacking threat, that cross. He's got one of the best crosses in the league, in my opinion. It's the most dangerous one anyway. Still, would probably referred Forrest there for that attacking threat, but I can understand more so than the Grant and Devlin situation. I can understand Sibbick's place in this 11.
No, absolutely. You know, like ultimately the two wing backs are going to be defending more than they're attacking.
Yeah.
You know, so you can understand why Naismith maybe went for a natural defender as opposed to Forrest, who's maybe more of an attacking player. But I think you're right. I think not having Forrest in the team will make it a little bit harder building out from the back. I think also he doesn't like that outball where they can get out to him, they can maybe skip past his man, he can stretch things a little bit. Pacific, not quite as much, I don't think. And the other thing as well, Sibbick as well, he could have been maybe in central defence, but I think because he's made a few mistakes recently, he's lost the penalty to Eyebrows. I think there's been one or two mistakes in the Hibs game as well.
Yeah.
I just think that because of that, you know, he'll do a lot less damage if he wants to make a mistake at right wing back.
And it's not a criticism, or it's not out of turn to say that Kingsley's more reliable as a centre back. I think that's just that's just matter of fact, really.
No, absolutely. You know, Kingsley against Livingston the other night. Okay, it's a different task, different game, but I thought he looked really good. You know, and I thought actually his rate of passing was great. Like there are maybe times where it was quite easy to read, perhaps, because you know, also we know he likes his left foot and all that kind of stuff. But I actually thought for a left-footed player playing in that position, also it's quite unusual. But I thought he did a pretty good job of that, and I think we'll need to do that again. He will have to distribute the ball with and get it moving around, whether that be just little short passes to Sibbick at right wing back, or those big long balls or big switches over to the other flag.
Yeah, and another thing with Kingsley is that he gives you that set piece threat as well. He's good in there. He's still not scored a free kick in a while, but he's hopefully gets closer. The last time he scored a free kick was here. Okay, it was an indirect free kick, but he was laid off, and he fired in the top corner against Hibs as we advanced to the Scottish Cup final. That was the last season before, but it's a perfect. So he gives you another attacking arsenal, really. So aside from those two big decisions, I mean, everything else looked pretty straightforward. Vargas and Shanklin's really looking forward to seeing how they link up in attack. So Ibrox, they caused, especially Vargas, caused a lot of problems with his pace and behind, and then Shanklin's been back to his best, and Vargas is coming into this game having openly scored him. I think it'll be quite liberating as well.
No, definitely. We've seen what it's like sometimes where, you know, like Vargas, I said it before, you know, he wasn't playing good. I thought he was playing quite well, but just without getting those assists. And you know, now that's going to get a monkey off his back, you know, that can liberate players. You can be a little bit more freedom, I think. I was definitely interested to see how Shanklin gets on. I thought that there's definitely at Ibrox, there's definitely a thing where Hearts were trying to knock balls into the back post for Shanklin to be up against Yilmaz. Shanklin's got to beat him there, no bother. Rangers looked up down their lesson there. You know, Barisic there, you know, obviously a lot taller. That's a lot more of a fair fight all of a sudden. So again, I think Hearts might have to try and find different ways to attack than what they tried previously.
Although I think if you speak to Rangers fans, I think some of them would tell you that Barisic is not the greatest defender in the back post as well, but in a different situation when it's like a cross ball or a ball along the ground. But it's a fascinating game. I asked Scott this on Friday, so last year yourself, what's important for Hearts to win this game? What do you need to do to win this game to beat Rangers?
Yeah, I don't think it's rocket science. It's like, you know, the first hour or so, keep things tight, give very little away, try and frustrate, you know, offer some sort of threat going forward, you know, like we did at Ibrox, you know, try and nip them early on. And look, I suppose one thing is if Hearts do concede, don't let the heads drop.
Yeah.
You know, obviously if you let the heads drop, you start getting a little bit frustrated, you start sitting a bit deeper to try and do damage limitation. At that point, Rangers can put all over the top of you. Because I think it'll be, we speak about it a lot, but you know, be brave in the first half at Ibrox last week. And again, it's got to be that again. I think the likes of Rose and Kingsley at times are going to have to get quite far advanced and offer an extra man in possession. So I think these are the things that we do. But it's the same. Same as any other game against Celtic Rangers. You need to defend resolutely. You need to make sure you try to frustrate their players, their fans, try and offer some sort of threat going forward. And also probably hope that was like a lot.
And that's it. And, I think there's an interesting addition on the bench because of Elias injury. 18-year-old right back Adam Forrester is on the bench, highly rated to B team. He wasn't in the squad for the Friday night lower league game against University of Stirling, which Hearts lost 1-0. So he's got a place on the bench. Tagawa, however, despite returning to full training on Friday, he's not on the bench. So imagine maybe see him next week at Motherwell when Hearts play at Fort Park in the Scottish Premiership. But today, it's all about a place in the final. Can Hearts finally beat Rangers at Hampden Park, having never done so in a proper tournament, and in doing so get to a final against Aberdeen? Conveniently, we're watching Viaplay, who have got a rerun of Aberdeen's win over Hibs yesterday, which is obviously always amusing. But you can read all the preview stuff and then all the review stuff on heartstandard.co.uk. We'll be back after the game, depending how things go, or tomorrow morning to dissect the game, how it unfolded. Be sure to check out the site. Hopefully you enjoy the game, and it is